Yo, what's happening? This is Late Night CJ. Take a look at this, and we'll come right back. It's gonna get interesting. How many of y'all have seen the movie The Best Man? If you haven't seen it, I suggest that you take a look at it because this will be very important to this subject at hand. In the movie The Best Man, the actor Morris Chestnut, who was a professional athlete, finally decides to settle down. So he goes and gets married, finds the woman of his dreams. I believe they went to college together and all of that. They all knew each other. They were all friends. So his best friend, the best man, wrote a book talking about, back in the day. It was supposed to be fictitious, but as you get to reading it, you start to notice that, wait a minute, that character reminds me of me, and that character reminds me of her, and that's the homeboy and all of that. So as he's reading through it, all the friends are reading the book, and they start reading the sort of details about how these two had hooked up back in the day. Well, as he starts digging, diving, and looking around and starts uncovering certain things, he realized that the best man had slept with his new or about to be future wife. Now, prior to that, he was all talking about, all the dirt that I done did. Man, if baby did something, I wouldn't even question her. She done put up with me, forgave me 1,000,000 times. But when he found out who it was, and he was sitting there just reading his vows, and all he could think about was, couldn't get over it. Called the whole wedding off. Now, I know y'all wondering, man, this is a long setup, man. Where you going with this? Are you strong enough? One. And two, is your partner required to tell you their history? Oh, we can't talk about what's real? Now, everybody has been watching this Cassie and Diddy trial and all of that, and all the voyeurism in us, no pun intended. We all want to know the details. What was they doing in the freak-offs, all of that, or what names, who was in them? Everybody's watching for the big expose. But, my mind worked a little bit differently. I started thinking about, because today in particular, it's crazy that Cassie's husband, who she's been with for over 7 years, they have 2.5 kids, one on the way. Life, they were thinking about how it's gonna be. And, for all these years, she was telling that this Diddy guy was a monster, and he was able to get by that. He was like, yeah, he a monster. If I ever catch him, I'm gonna give him the beats, have my baby out here. Don't talk to my baby like that, clown. All of that. So he was ready. But let's be honest, let's bring it back. That 30 million opened Pandora's box. To the world, it let us in. Because if she had never took that money, there would never have been no criminal case, and she would not be sitting up in there. Now, they always say, spare me the details. In court, they say, don't spare any details. You gotta tell it all. Everything. Or possibly end up, what is that word they use where, where if you get to lying on the stand, how they can hold you in contempt. It escapes me right now, but y'all know what I'm talking about. Write it in the comments. Are you strong enough to deal with your partner's history? That's the first thing. Now, like in the movie, he was imagining what was going on with his future wife and his best friend. In this case, they said that they aren't showing the video, but they're still shots. Now, Mr. Fine, who looks anything but fine at this case, the way he was walking out, his whole life is flashing before him. Are you strong enough? And should the other person be required to tell you about their history? Now, he's sitting in there And she was always talking for the past 10 plus years, or however long they've known each other, about this monster and how he forced me. Now hold on, time out. This in no way am I condoning anything that happened to this lady, nor am I saying that she was a willing participant, okay? I'm just saying, let's go into the deeper dive of it all. She said he was a monster and that she was forced and that she didn't want to participate. In the still shots, according to cross-examination, she is up there looking like she is having a wonderful time. Now, the imagination is one thing, but to be Mr. Fine, who looks anything but fine at this time, you see the way he was walking out? He's looking up there and he's looking at the mother of his children, the woman that he's introduced to his parents, the woman that he's laid in bed with at night and cuddled as they talked about the plans for their children's lives, the woman that he's rubbed her forehead while she went to sleep and he just looked at her face and thought, I was the luckiest man in the world. And as he's looking up on the screen, he's watching this beautiful angel get peed on. What? I told y'all, I'm not strong enough. I will admit it to you. I am not strong enough. I could not sit there. That's probably why Mr. Fine, who looks anything but fine, walked smooth out. He was like, this is the woman that we went to bake sales with the PTA. This is the woman who all I could think of is growing old with. And they talk about, you look a little ashy, put a little more baby oil on her. Yeah, she need to look a little more greasy. And you wondering why she got a thing about, oh, lotion. No, I don't want no lotion. I don't want no lotion. That was wrong. I'm sorry. That was wrong. Stay focused. Are you strong enough? And is your partner required? Now let's get to the is he required? I don't believe that anybody is required, but it would be in the best interest of the relationship that there are no secrets. That's where I'm going with this. If she hadn't took the money and they went on with their life as he imagined it would still exist. But because they took the money, because she didn't pursue a criminal case, but because she took the money, it was enough evidence for the feds to take the case, and now it is the feds versus Sean Combs. And no NDA will absolve you from not having to adhere to a subpoena. So even though you took the money, signed the NDA, and you thought, oh, we got the money, let's flow out. They was like, come here, girl, let me holler at you. What'd you say about baby oil? Rub it all on your chest. Rub it all on. Violation, Mr. Combs. Violation. But the deeper dive in all of this is, when it comes to relationships, be honest. Be honest. If you've had a past, when you're not honest, you take away my ability to be understanding. You take away my ability to be compassionate and to see you still as the person that I wanted to be with forever. But when I find things out, and the story that you have told me, not saying that it is or it ain't, but the story, for this sake of this example, but the story you've been telling me for the past years as we've been raising these children doesn't coincide with what I'm looking at on the screen. Because at least with the video, I could see, be like, no, she did. I know my wife, that ain't how she reacts. That ain't how she reacts. But on the still shot, you like, violation. Love the one you with. Accept them for who they are. Otherwise, allow them to go on and find somebody who will, if you know for a fact that you're not strong enough, because they're not required to tell you about their past. But this is Late Night CJ. Like, comment, subscribe, tell a friend. 100.